Hi, welcome to GPU Solutions. My name is Fraser, and this is part two of the upgrade series of the RTX 3070 from 8 gigabytes to 16 gigabytes. In the last video, I showed you rather how to upgrade the memory from 8 gigabytes to 16. And so I showed you in detail as to how exactly it's done. In this particular video, we are going to take care of the black screen issue that we faced. Now, if you haven't watched part one, I suggest you go back and watch part one first, and then you can come back and watch this one here. So in this video, we are going to look at how exactly we take care of the black screen issue. Now I'm going to put this on the bench and boot into Windows. So while we are doing that, I wanted to mention about, a couple of them, not just one, but a couple of them who made a suggestion. So specifically, I don't know how I would pronounce, I would just say Ivan. So Ivan suggested that I go ahead and make a few changes in the NVIDIA control panel, and I'm displaying on the screen what he mentioned, and I did exactly that in this particular video. So we are going to go through the setting now. I'm just waiting for the card to boot up. So our computer is up and it's ready. Let's open the control panel like you suggested. Okay, so he just suggested going into the 3D settings and changing the power management. So this is where I click to go into the settings. So I'm just going to scroll down a bit where I can see power management, and you can see here power management mode from normal. I'm going to change it to maximum performance. So this is the change that I already did. So the other option, or by default it's normal, so you'll get an apply button at the bottom. So once you change it, you can click apply and that will get applied for your graphics card. So that's already done in this case. So I've already tested this card. I've been testing it for about the last 2 days. Now, if you've been wondering why I haven't posted, I've waited now. When was the last time I posted part one? I think almost 6 months ago, and it's been 6 months for part two to come out. So over here, you can see that we already see 16 gigabytes, and yes, this is a 16 gigabytes 3070. Yeah, so it's been 6 months since I posted part one, and it's been quite a long time. Now, um, there were a couple of reasons. I had a large number of cards in queue waiting for repair, and after that, I had to go on a vacation, about 1.5 months. And after I was back, so I still had some of the queue that I had to finish off, and I did promise that in the month of Feb, or almost towards the end, that I would go ahead and upload part two. And that's exactly what we are doing here. So this is part two. So I'm going to run the stress test, and as you can see, we are running the test. So I'm going to close the test, and our GPU does not show us the black screen, which is what I wanted to see, and many of you wanted to see, that the black screen issue gets resolved. So many of y'all had questions. Does it utilize 16 gigabytes or all 16 gigabytes? So I'm going to run OCCT on over here, so that I'm going to kind of stress the card, or the memory rather, and I'll utilize 95% of the memory. So I'm just waiting OCCT to open up. So since this is a personal edition, so it will take a bit longer. We also have to wait. Okay, so now I've set the utilization to be at 95, and it's going to utilize 95% of the memory, that's of the 16 gigabytes. So on the right, I have Tech Power Up, which is running along with OCCT, and let's start. yeah, this is not the pro version, so we have to wait about 10 seconds for it to go ahead and do its thing. Okay, start. Now you will see gradually the memory usage increasing, and there you go. It's not, this is not 16 gigabytes, slightly less. It's 15 point something, just to be precise. But yeah, so it's using 95% of 16 gigabytes on, and it's doing pretty fine. So in the part one, when I did this and when I stopped it, you observe the black screen. But with this workaround where we set the the power management to performance, this does not occur, or the black screen, we don't see any black screen anymore. So that's kind of a resolution uh, you know for this particular mod. So thank you very much for all the users, specifically Ivan, who gave us exactly how where I can go to get that thing done. And there were many others who suggested that yes, you can do this and test. Yes, here we go. And we can see that it's running the test. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the test now. So you can also see that it's already using 95% and it's running pretty smooth. So GPU clock is good, memory clock is good, everything looks nice and smooth. So let me stop the test now, and there's no black screen. A black screen is gone. So that's a kind of a resolution. Okay, let me run something else. Probably let me run superposition probably. Yeah, let's go ahead and run superposition. So that's going to give us some more tests. So these are basic stress tests that I'm doing just to make sure that everything. Now on this computer, I don't have any games, but for games, I will be using my workstation PC. So I'm going to install this graphics card on my workstation PC and do all the gaming tests there. But over here, I'm only going to do the basic stuff because this is my repair station and I use this computer for all repair purpose. So yeah, so let's go ahead and run superposition, and then I think I will run a test from 3D Mark as well. So let's see how this thing does with superposition. Okay, so there you go. Our test has ended, and we have a score of 10,874. This does not mean anything, because it's just a test, and the CPU that I'm using on this machine is a third gen i7. So you can just it's just for testing, and that's about it. So I'm going to now run 3D Mark and the Nomad test, and let's see how it does in the Nomad test. So basically what I want to show here is that our black screen issue is resolved. So the performance change in the NVIDIA control panel, it does work for this particular mod. So let's wait for this test to complete. There you go. Our test is over, and we are looking pretty good. And our card did not show us any black screen. So it is a resolution. So now many of you had questions is how does it do in gaming? Does it utilize, the extra memory that has been installed? Will it use that memory? Will it crash? Will it, now I don't have a lot of, games, but I did buy just one game which can exceed the 8 GB memory. I think it's Plague Tale Requiem, something like that. Yeah, sorry. So the card is now on my workstation. This is my workstation, and as you can see, I have the 3070 showing up here. So let's open up Tech Power Up and let's see if this PC can recognize the 16 gigabytes. So on this PC, I am equipped with the Ryzen 9 5950X. Yes, it's not the latest CPU. It's not a gaming CPU, but that's what I have, handy at the moment. So you can see that it's showing 16 gigabytes on this, on this rig. This is my workstation PC. I have a lot of games on this computer, and this one is better equipped to run games. So I'm going to open NVIDIA control panel and make sure that it is showing performance. Yes, it is. So I've already set this thing to performance as well. I have tested. The first game that I'm testing here is Red Dead Redemption 2. So let's look into the graphic settings. And it's running, so this system is running at 1440p, and I will make sure that everything is set to ultra. So yeah, so now R3070 is going to uh, use all the ultra settings. Now on the left, you can still see that the game is recognizing that it has 16 gigabytes. Now it will not use all the 16 gigabytes, but yeah, so I'm going to run the benchmark. I'm not going to run the game, but I'm going to run the benchmark first and see how it does in the benchmark. So now this is not a game that utilizes more than 8 gigs. This is just a normal game. Probably it may run up to about 7 gigs. 6 to 7 gigs is at most what it does. So but this is what I have handy. Now I'm also going to run Far Cry 6. Yes, and I will run Plague Tale Requiem. So these are the games that I'm going to run. So let's start off with the benchmark. Okay, so a little bit of gameplay, and let's see how this GPU does. So on the top left corner, you'll see the RAM utilization or the video memory, and as well as the frames per second. So hope you enjoy it.
Sorry.
Okay, so this is Far Cry 6, and on this one, I'm only going to run the benchmark because the benchmark can really utilize your VRAM, and it can go, beyond 8 gigabytes. So I'm going to set everything to ultra. As you can see, everything is set at this is a 1440p screen, and you can see all the quality, everything is set to ultra, the highest quality, and I'm going to keep DLSS, or not DLSS but FSR off. I'm not going to use any DLSS or FSR in my test, just to make sure that I'm utilizing. If there is ray tracing available at the next game, you'll see is it does have ray tracing, and I'm going to use that so that I can utilize the entire memory. And over here, I'm just going to run the test bench. Sorry, not the test bench, but the benchmark. As you can see now, the RAM utilization, or the VRAM utilization, has already passed 8 gigabytes, and now it's into almost it's past 9 gigabytes, and almost hitting 10 gigs. So you can see that there are no stutters. Everything is nice and smooth, and yes, and we don't have any black screen either. Okay, so now you have Plague Tale Requiem, and this game has ray tracing. So I'm going to utilize all the bells and whistle. I set everything to ultra, so I can exceed the 8 gigabyte buffer. Let's see how this particular game, or how this graphics card stands. With this kind of torture. Um, Everything is set to ultra, as you can see. Everything is maximum, and yeah. So let's continue. Let's play the game. So this one doesn't have a benchmark, so it just has a game. So we are going to play the game in this scenario and not run any benchmark for this one.
We must reach that door. I'll need to distract him.
Probably hiding somewhere.
So this is a game that I just downloaded for just so that I can do the stress test. Now, just one game is what funds I could manage for just one game, and yeah. So yeah, maybe in the future when I have much more funds available, maybe I may have in or I can include more games as well. So yeah, so go ahead and enjoy this particular scene.
Yes. I can go and open the door from the other side. I wish you didn't have to. All right, but be very careful. Don't worry. Please don't get spotted.
So basically, you keep an eye on the top left corner to see what the memory usage looks like. In this game as well, it will exceed the 8 GB buffer, and it has no issues whatsoever. Utilizing more than 8 gigs.
Way out.
So if you ask me, not all games will run as smooth as these. There will be games that will run no issues, but there might be hiccups because Nvidia doesn't optimize any drivers for in any of the games for 16 gigabytes on a 3070. So at most it will be it's up to the game developer if they have an option that can utilize more than 60 or more than 8 GB. Most of the games will work with no issues. There might be one or two here and there which may face problems, like crashing or something like that. But otherwise, as you can see clearly, it does exceed the 8 GB buffer, even in this game, as well as Far Cry 6 with ray tracing on. And yes, so I hope you like this gameplay. Just three games is what I could show. Maybe in my future videos, where I can show much more big collection, or probably when I have a dedicated gaming rig where I can show you what upgrades can do. So thank you, Ivan, and many others who posted in part one of the video, who commented about how we can get this thing resolved. And yes, we have this 3070 working, and it's working flawlessly, no problems at all. So after that tweak, I have not seen any black screen or anything of that sort. So it's working nice and smooth. So upgrades like this require a lot of funds, and what I could afford at this point was just this. So maybe in the future, as my channel grows, maybe I will go ahead and upgrade my rig, or experiment on other cards as well. So there are still other cards in the pipeline, like the 3080 Ti specifically is in the pipeline. I haven't managed to get any of those memories on GDDR6X specifically to get it working on a with upgrades. But it's still work in progress. As and when I am able to, I will go ahead and post a video. So I hope you like this content, and if you do, okay, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content like this. You can also hit the join button to contribute, on a monthly basis. That will help me, ease up on funds, so that I can experiment on more and more cards, because these cards needs to be purchased. Now, this card was scrapped and built from, a complete dead card. So yeah, and now it's a 16 gigabyte working card. So similarly, I'll be working on other cards as well, but yes, it does require funds. You can either use the join button or use the thanks button. Anything helps. Thank you for watching. You have a good day. Bye for now. Cheers.